Good evening, YouTube. This is Kaylin Stern coming at you with my second of the Golden Ticket mystery ration boxes. And yes, I did have the box upside down for the thumbnail, so I do apologize for that. I just plunked it down on the tray so I could get the thumbnail out of the way, and it's upside down, but that's okay. So, in my unboxing of this, as well as the other two, I have yet to receive a prize envelope. So people keep asking me on Facebook or, elsewhere, did you win? They have to look at the unboxing video when I get this, because I do open this up and I let the camera see first before I even look, to see if there's a prize envelope stuck under the lid. And no, it's not, but that's not the only reason why I got these. I got these because of the good food inside. And tonight is no exception. Let's see, I have one viewer, but I do not know who that is yet. So in the box tonight is a fireside chili with beef and beans. This is a freeze-dried entree. Has a gusseted bottom. And although this came with a drink mix that I've had before, which happens to be this Mediterranean citrus berry drink mix. There is Quint in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I'm going to be taking a pass on this one. There is Pete in the house. I will save this. I've had this drink before. It's a very good drink. I highly recommend it. I will save this for another day, so that goes off to the side. And instead, as promised, this is the root beer float dessert beverage. And there is a whole lot of powder in here. So this is the level of the powder. Now compare that to the level of the powder in here, which is about to here. But I have said that I want to get this drink because I want to have a little fun with it. And so normally I already have my water bottle out here. I have either my drinking jar or my Minotaur mug or whatever I'm going to drink my cold drink out of. I already have that out here. But not tonight, because I want them to be as cold as possible to see if this will work the way that I would like it to. There's Mike in the house. Thanks for dropping in. So I will have a little fun with this. Now this is the accessory kit, which is in a slightly different bag. It's in a resealable bag, and I will save this bag. Again, it's gusseted. If I wanted, I can dry some herbs on my dehydrator and put that in here, slap another label on it, and call it good. And this is the hardtack. I have another hardtack in the third mystery box that I have gotten, so that will come up later on. And they put this in a gusseted pouch. I think they just got a whole crap ton of these of different sizes. You hear how hard that is? Well, I just broke it because I want to break it anyway. But it took beating it on my foreign MRE mug to break it. I got a cheese spread in here. I have the all-day snack corn nuts. Now this is a lot of corn nuts. So if I had these on a walk, these would probably last me the entire time. And then this is the dessert that will be very interesting. This actually requires no preparation, but it says better served warm. And that is where, get the box out of the way. I'll just put that right back there. That is where this bag will come in handy. As you can tell, this thing has been used a fair amount. So when I put this in here after I mix it up, I will actually throw this in there with it. See, I'll show you the ingredients list. No, that's a corn nuts. That's not what I want to show. Hershey's chocolate chips, mini marshmallows, and crushed graham crackers. So it's called S'mores Delight. Again, it's in a gusseted pouch. So what I will be doing is I will be using the residual heat from the chili, and halfway through I will flip this to try to get both sides evenly heated with the residual heat from the chili as it sits in here. So that is another good reason to save these bags if you can get them. Now I'll go ahead and open up the accessory kit. I just cut it across instead of using the tear notch because I want to, like I said, I want to reuse this bag since it will not have any contact with any actual food. But I'll show you what is in here. A little spoon, which is way too short. For that. So I will be mixing it with this long spoon that I got from my kitchen. Got a Taster's Choice House Blend coffee. That goes in the mug. Got a Coffee Mate creamer. That goes in the mug. Got a wet wipe. There is some salt and pepper in these little catering company type packs. The American Smarties, which are the little sugar discs. Elsewhere, I have heard that someone calls these rockets, where Smarties in other countries would be somewhat like M&Ms. And then the last thing is a sugar for the mug. So I will get these out of the way. I got a pot of water on the stove. earlier this past week, I wasn't sure what time I would be doing this because I knew that I would be doing something this weekend with my sister to help out my mother, but I didn't know what time it was, but we ended up doing that yesterday. So my oldest sister did my mom's grocery shopping for her, and I just kind of stayed at my mom's apartment just to hang out with her. And plus I did a load of laundry over there because we still do not have washers and dryers in this building yet. And that just goes to show how absolutely whacked the supply chain still is. I just have a plastic bag off to the side that I'm putting the trash in. I will probably throw this cheese spread in that bag also. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up the chili. I see Ford in the house. Thanks for dropping in. And again, thanks to all those who showed up in the Ration Museum stream earlier today. It was a long one, but to see all those items get photographed and archived. Oh, the smell coming off of this thing is awesome. I'm just shining just the light so you can see what that looks like in there. I'm smacking the hardtack again. Because I want to break it up into smaller pieces to go into. I'm actually going to put the hardtack pieces in here. Oh, that's going to have to be good enough. And plus it gives me a chance to show you what it looks like on the inside after you break it. So I'm just going to dump all these in here. So there's the hardtack in there. So now what I will do is I will get the water from the stove and I will pour that in here. Because I put the hardtack in there, I will add a little bit more than what the recommended amount is that says on here to use for water. This normally calls for 8 ounces, but I am going to add more to that. I'll just put it probably a little bit above the level of the top of the food. And of course I will also have water for my coffee. So I will be right back. Oops, sorry about that shakiness. Hit the camera, the phone mount. Now I will put this bag in here. I will stick this on one side. The S'mores Delight. And then I'll throw the cheese on the other side. And I keep this clip handy. And I'm just shaking the whole bag. There is hidden numismatist in the house. Even though I stirred it, I'm giving it a shake. And I will just set that off to the side. I'm going to take my kettle back to the kitchen so that I can keep the water warm in case I need to add more to the chili. I'll put my mug out this off camera. Now I'm going to open up the corn nuts. There, that's all the corn nuts. I also brought out a bowl because I will put the chili in this bowl. And the s'mores delight may be too big for this compartment right here, this section right here, my tray. So I may get another container for it, or another bowl for that. Let's see, Sunshine Side of Life, Puppy Breath, have come in. Thanks for dropping in. Now it's time to have a little bit of fun with this. So now I will go get my my chilled Minotaur mug and my chilled water bottle, and it'll be a different water bottle than what you've seen before. And I'll show you why when you see it. There is the mug. I'll put that off to the side. I found this at Walgreens, discounted for $1.25 for one of these bottles. This is carbonated water. This is why I wanted to get this. See, it says sparkling. And this is a glass bottle, so I will reuse this. Now I think you see where I'm going with this. So I'm peeling this tape off of here. I'll end up peeling off I'll make sure I get all this tape off. There we go. And when you think of a root beer float, you think of actual root beer soda put on top of ice cream in a frosty mug. Normally you would shake this in the pouch, but you don't want to shake up a carbonated beverage. Otherwise, when you open it, you're going to spray all over the place. So now it's back to the big spoon. Because obviously my 4-MRE spork is going to be too short. It kind of looks like the color of a latte. Welcome back, Foreman. You know, if you gotta take off to go do something, you gotta do what you gotta do. It does smell like a vanilla ice cream scent coming out of here. This is a plain, unflavored, sparkling water, which is what I was after. I'm going to go ahead and take a taste of this right now. It does taste like root beer. Here is Chris in the house. Thanks for dropping in. What I have here is I'll have to keep that drink pouch out. See, this is what I wanted to do. This is the root beer float drink powder. And I got this by tearing that tape off. I tore off some of the label, but this is a sparkling water, the Voss brand. It was only 12.7 ounces instead of the full 16.9. But I figure it'll be richer in flavor. And it actually tastes a little bit closer to an actual soda than using just plain water. But, you know, it looks like melted ice cream. So that is the experiment that I wanted to do. I'm just going into this, my Reflectix bag, and I'm just flipping. I flipped around the S'mores Delight, and I have the cheese in there. So I'm using the heat from the chili as it reconstitutes to warm those up, because the S'mores Delight pouch says that it's best served warm, because you want to melt the marshmallows and the chocolate chips. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a munch of some of these corn nuts. Your basic corn nuts. These are like the ones that you get in a store. What I might do, I might actually throw a few of the corn nuts into here. Oh, there's Foreign Amarie, Art, and possibly Nina both. There is a pieces of hardtack you can see in there, dropping that Foreign Amarie, dropping that super chat. Thanks a lot for doing that. That's much appreciated. I'm just going to throw a few corn nuts in there. Sorry about bumping the camera mount, but I want to make sure I got that bag sealed up before I close this up. Got Ricky in the house. Thanks for dropping in. For those that have just came in, this is the second of the Golden Ticket Mystery Arctic Field Rations that I got from Minotaur Trading Company. Not a winner, but that's okay because I still get to have some good food, so I'm a winner in that respect. And instead of using the drink that originally came with this, which is the Mediterranean citrus berry drink, which is very good, by the way. I'll save this for another day. The root beer float dessert drink mix that I mixed with a bottle of carbonated water. I have another one of those Golden Ticket Mystery Rations, which I ordered for this month's delivery from Minotaur, and that was not a winner either, but I don't care because I'm going to have some good food out of there anyway. Now, the first one of these that I got, I took out the jam and put a cheese spread in there. Or no, I took out the peanut butter and put a cheese spread in there because I just could not see peanut butter in that meal. But these corn nuts, I have loved corn nuts ever since they first came out. I'm drinking my coffee out of my Foreign Amarie mug. So if you want one of these, or if you want one of these awesome titanium sporks, you can go to foreignamarie.com. Plus you can get some of their other offerings. I got a mystery box, which had some awesome stuff in it. And you can order a shirt. You have to specify your size. But you can get whole cases of rations, whole cases of MREs, whole cases of First Strikes, and I believe they still have whole cases of MCWs, or meal cold weather. They can correct me if I'm wrong about their inventory on that, because I haven't checked in a few days. But this is the root beer float, not made with a full 500 mils of water, because this one did not have that full amount, but I figure this will give me a richer flavor. And it does taste like a root beer float, or the ice cream has melted into it. So that's just the different flavoring bits that are on the top. I can give it another stir. Yeah, there is a train that goes by here. The tracks are about like maybe 5 blocks away, or 6. I have my slider open. It was actually raining earlier, and we'll have rain on and off for the next few days, so I guess that delays me planting my seeds again, but at least the temps are above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm happy about that. Plus, this delay gives me even more time to build up my compost, which consists of a few bits of busted leaves, some kind of punky wood bits, some bits of bark, I have eggshells, I have spent coffee grounds, I have spent tea from tea bags, I got orange peels, I got some cut up banana peels, I got some, I even threw in 3 grapes for some odd reason. These grapes that I had, I was kind of concerned about their quality and their appearance, so I just threw them in there. And that was out of 2 bags of grapes that I have eaten, so that's not too bad. Only giving up 3 grapes. And last Sunday, when we had Mother's Day lunch over at my at a house that 2 of my sisters share, we had seafood, but because I was fasting during Ramadan, I did not eat it then, but I brought some of it home, and included were some mussels. So one of the mussel shells broke as I was getting the mussel out to eat it. So I broke that up even further and put that in there. And yes, you can put like shellfish, like hard shell, like mussel, clam, oyster, in addition to eggshells. And the mussel shells are pretty easily to break up. So I still have the other mussel shells, which I cleaned up completely. Not using soap, but I just cleaned them up. Got all of the meat residue out of it and just rinsed them off a few times, let them dry. So you can add those to your compost. Yep. So, and I have eggs in my fridge, so when when I crack those eggs to cook them, I'll have more eggshell. So right now I just have a small bucket that I'm doing it in, but it is compacting. But I'll probably get a bigger bowl just to mix it up even more. But it's a work in progress. It's my first time attempting it. And it'll be my first time trying to grow some plants on my north-facing shaded deck. I just pulled this out. See, it says best when heated. So now I'm actually flipping that upside down inside this bag. Just to make sure that it's thoroughly warmed up. And I'm going to give the chill, I'll shake this whole thing. I'm going to look at the water level to see how it's see, I'm just using my light to there you go. I think that's a little better, not so much glare. Put the bits of corn nuts and hardtack in there. And this, you have to let it stand for 15 minutes, so I'm not timing it exactly. But it looks like I'm going to be good on the water, so I think I'm going to go ahead and shut my kettle off in the kitchen. You know, I have extra water in there. So I think I'll be good on that. While I was in there, I decided to get a dish to put the s'mores delight into. In fact, I think that should be ready to take up. obviously not completely melted as if I'd poured water in here. Now, because I put it in this glass dish, if I needed to, I could throw it in the old nuke box. Well, this is what it looks like. A chocolate piece covered by the graham cracker crumbs and the marshmallow. Could use a little bit more chocolate pieces in there. I think that would probably make it a little bit better. Maybe maybe it would be it would melt a little bit more when you warm it up. Then again, you could have put this in a flameless ration heater too. Got graham cracker crumbs. Yeah, if you but it's a good dessert though. I'm just giving my root beer float drink another stir just for the heck of it. I'd say Bob nailed it with this one. So if you can get a hold of one of these off the Minotaur tradingcompany.com site, do it. And if you want to have a little fun, mix it with some carbonated water and you'll have yourself a nice nice fun drink. Now I got the chili. And go ahead and pour it into the bowl. Yeah, someone is out there honking. But this is what a piece of the hardtack looks like after it has. There is Carla in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Soft on the outside, but it's a little chewy on the inside. After all, hardtack is pretty thick. Oops. That didn't work out. I guess. You saw how thick it was at the beginning. Now this is one of the corn nuts that I put in there. It has a little bit of crunch. But it's not completely softened. There is a bit of beef and bean. A bean's perfectly rehydrated. So has the meat. So I just now took the cheese out of the bag. It's still fairly warm. Since I did not get out an additional thing to put the cheese on, I'm just going to squeeze this whole thing right in here. Because sometimes you just have to have a little cheese with the chili. Now because it's warm, it may be a little bit runnier, but that's okay. Just easier to get it out of here. Now this cheese is going to completely dissipate into the chili. Now this is a little bit looser, more of your basic soup. But I wasn't sure how much water the hardtack would absorb. But it definitely adds a little flavor. And if it were the cheese spread with jalapenos, I think that would be even better. This hardtack will continue to soften as it sits in here. Now, if I had this on a cold night, see if I was camping in the winter and I had this, this would definitely be something to warm myself up with before going to bed. Of course, even in warmer weather, chili can be a good meal to have. And of course, you can have so much fun with chili. Doctor it up your own way. For a fundraiser cooking contest, I made a vegetarian chili and I put rice in it. Even though I only had one bean put into the cup in front of my pot, I didn't care. I still had a good time. But I have made a turkey chili, venison chili. I've had that. Someone else made that, but that was still a very good chili that this person made. Check the chat. Yep. Tabasco is good. I have several bottles of the Hot Diggity Dog that I got from British Rations. I have not yet cracked one. There is my Iowa sister Aletha in the house. Thanks for dropping in. This is the second of the mystery Arctic Field Rations, the golden ticket ones that I got from Minotaur Trading Company. I have one more up for review, and that will come in a few weeks' time. I am putting some other rations ahead of that one. Oh, sweet, Aletha. Hope you get some goodies. But speaking of mystery boxes, out of that Foreign MRE mystery box, I got a cheese spread with bacon. And when I saw that, I said, I know where that's going. I don't know if that one is right up your alley, but I do have that along with the other items that I'm sitting on for you. I have not, other than these mystery AFRs, I have not ordered any other of the Minotaur mystery boxes. And because I put in my orders way at the beginning of the month, so I'm basically burning up some of my discretionary funds, so to speak, on rations. So I don't have any left to put in any more orders, but when I get my money for June, then I'll drop another order. But there are still prize envelopes out there in these mystery AFRs. So there's supposed to be 1,000 prize envelopes. So I have yet to get one, but I'm actually okay with that. I don't have to win every giveaway that or contest that I bet there may have been some winners. They probably just do not post on YouTube or any social media. This came with a piece of hardtack, and so I broke it up. And I put that in here before I put the water in. So right there is a piece of the hardtack. A small piece, but there is a bigger piece in here that couldn't quite break up. Smaller. See, there is a bigger piece of the hardtack. And that is exactly what you got to do with that hardtack if you actually want to eat it. Those crackers make the Panzer waffles, those special biscuits that you get in Polish and Lithuanian rations, puts those to shame. Because I can eat those without having to do anything to them. I may just throw in some more of these corn nuts just for the heck of it. Just because I got a lot of them. Now these will obviously be crunchier than the first ones that I put in. I see a new name, Darnell. Thanks for dropping in. Sue Nelson is here. Thanks for dropping in. Dribbling all over myself, but that's okay. It'll wash. Not like what I'm wearing is never seen a stain, because I've cooked in the mosque with these clothes on. I've done dishes there with these clothes on, so they got stains that'll never come out. Sorry about that. Keep bumping the dang foam out. Biddy Boo apparently decided to wake up from a nap, because she posted earlier that she was gonna go to bed early. Yeah, a nap can do you good sometimes. Once in a while I do take a nap, but not as much as I used to. But thanks for dropping in, Biddy Boo. Hope all of the fur kids are doing well, all the feathered kids. Got goats. Got some chicks that should be close to being full-grown birds by now. And I bet the new pup is getting big too. Nope. It's been raining here pretty much most of the afternoon. Of course, when that guy gives you that look that you can't resist. Yeah, for those that came in late, this ration came with a packet of cheese spread, so I put that in here a few minutes ago. I put the hardtack in there before I put the boiling water in. And then about part of the way through, I threw some corn nuts in. And they got soft. And of course, I just recently added a few more. But this rehydrated very well. It's not as thick as you think for a chili, but I wasn't sure how well the hardtack would absorb the water. Yeah, I think I got all the hardtack. No, there's one. See, there is a bit of the softened hardtack. So it's kind of like eating a dumpling when you really let it soak. But it looks this color because I warmed the cheese spread. See the way I do it? I mix I put the boiling water in the chili mix. I throw that into this bag. Then the S'mores Delight, which is in this bowl, I put that in there. And then I put the cheese packet in there. And then I flipped the S'mores Delight and the cheese around a couple of different times. And then, of course, partway through, I added some of the corn nuts to this. But this chili turned out pretty good. The beans rehydrated well. The beef rehydrated well. Will from GIT Preparedness Info is in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, it is corn nuts. So I threw corn nuts in there just for a little extra texture and crunch. I remember when these things first came out, you know, I was all after them, and now there are more flavors. So if you can handle this this crunch, oops, sorry about that. Or if you want to soften these up, like I did, because they will soften up. Not quite so crunchy, but they still have some bite to them. You know, Carla, because you're almost in my neck of the woods. We're going to have rain here off and on, at least through Thursday. And also, this is the drink that I have. This is the root beer float dessert drink mix. And instead of using just regular old water, I found this Voss water on clearance at Walgreens for $1.25 per bottle. It's not the full half liter, 500 mils, or 16.9 ounces that this calls for, but I'm okay with this because it makes it a thicker, richer drink. And because it's carbonated, it tastes more like an actual root beer soda. With melted ice cream in it. And that's what I was going for. Yeah, it's finally warmed up here, so a lot of people around here are going to be doing some serious planting. And it looks like we're past the last time of temps below 50 Fahrenheit. I got 4 bags of potting soil underneath my desk. And of course I have my compost bucket working. And the one planter that was here when I moved here had what I'm assuming was old potting mix. And there was just a dead plant sticking out of it, so I actually popped that off. And I'm going to break that up, and I'm going to mix my compost with it to try to revive it and improve it, because I don't want that stuff to go to waste. I don't want to just dump it. Plus that would give me more to work with, and as my 2 big planters are probably going to take 2 bags each, if not more. I have another pot that was left here by the previous tenant, so I will use that. And then I have 3 smaller pots that I brought with me, along with my 2 bigger planters. There is Southern Ohio prepping in the house. Hopefully he's staying dry. Then again, it could be raining in his piece of Ohio. Oh, dry there? Well, maybe it's coming your way. By the way, he just reviewed a light with a laser in it, and it's a red laser in that light, so you can check that video out. That is on the Southern Ohio Prepping channel. So if that is the kind of light that you could make use of, you can check it out and see if that one would work out to suit your needs. So I'll go check out his channel out. Yeah, that does look like a nice light. I don't have anything that I could put it on, but who knows? I could see if my cat will chase the laser. I was just checking the chat. It looks like a good conversation about an event. Hopefully no one will get wet at that event, Biddy Boo. And I'll tell you, we did need all this rain that we're getting because the ground is getting pretty dry. And most of the farmers have gotten their planting done, so need the rain to water it in. Well, thanks for dropping in, Quint. Hope to see you another time. Yeah, it's nice to see people come in here that have not come in here before. In addition to seeing the regulars. Well, someone is going to have some serious fun in Cape Cod, it sounds like. So there hopefully should be some good video fodder. Or some nice pictures on Facebook. Yeah, I just can't stop eating this chili. This is just too darn good. Nothing wrong with that, Mike. People do it all the time. It's okay to lurk. Have it on in the background if you're doing something else. Or there may be sometimes when people are not able to do the chat for whatever reason. Well, thanks for dropping in, Will. So hope to catch tomorrow in your stream. I do have a place to go tomorrow, but I can go there pretty much any time. I don't have a set time that I have to go there because I'm just going to go pick up something that is being left for me at Hillel Groceries. I'm friends with the owners. So I got a call today that someone is leaving me something, and that's just a convenient place for me to go pick it up. It would be what I would call an Eid gift. Of course, if it's money, you know what I do with any gift money? I spend it on preps. If I don't have a bill to pay, I go spend any gift money on preps. there are a few items that I would like to pick up. I want to replace a jug of laundry detergent that I gave my mom a couple months ago. Now, actually, it was last month. Maybe it was March I gave it to her, but anyway, I want to replace that. So that way I can have either the same amount of liquid laundry soap that I've had before, or I may get a bigger jug, depending on where I go to get it. Or I may use it to add to my supply of supplements, like vitamins and other supplements. My aim is to have at least a year's supply of those. So for some, I've got that made, plus, and for others, that will get added to. There is creative redundancy in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Now, Will had to leave, CR, so you missed him. So he and Quint had to bug out for the night. There'll be another time when you might catch him. There is Dub C in the house. Thanks for dropping in. So for you two who just came in, I took the chili, the Minotaur chili. I'll get the bag out to show you which one it actually was. Out of my bag of trash. Fireside chili. What I did with that was I broke up the hardtack. I put that in the bag before I put the hot water in. And then partway through, I threw in some of the corn nuts. And then after I ate a little bit of the chili, I took the cheese spread that I had actually inside of this bag. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera mount. And I had the S'mores Delight pouch in here as well to try to use the residual heat to melt the chocolate. And slightly melt the marshmallows. This could use a little bit more chocolate in it. I think it would have worked a lot better. And if I wanted to, I could have gotten an FRH and thrown S'mores Delight in there. But instead, I just tried to use the residual heat from the bag, the chili, as it was rehydrating. But I did put the chili in, or the cheese in the chili. Then I've added more corn nuts since. So the hardtack softened up. The corn nuts softened up. And then the other thing I did, so this is a drink mix that originally came in this box. Unopened. what I did was this, and then instead of just regular water, this Voss carbonated water that I bought from Walgreens, and it was on clearance. So whenever you see a sticker like this on something in Walgreens, that means it's on clearance. So either they had too many of those, or it was an error item that they got in and they just wanted to sell them. Or just overstock. So I bought one and I've been keeping it in the fridge. And earlier today I put my Minotaur mug in the fridge. So this is the result with the carbonated water. And although it's not the full 500 mils or 16.9 ounces, this is only 12.7 ounces. That was okay because I thought it would give me a more richer drink. And it does taste like a root beer float where the ice cream had melted, because I do get that vanilla ice cream flavor in there. So I wanted to do that for my drink tonight. I've had this other drink mix before, so this is a good one. But I'm going to save this for another day. As far as, Dub C likes his megabytes, I suppose I'm already eating the megabyte because I have the cheese spread in here, I got the hardtack, I got corn nuts in here. I wish it was cheese spread with jalapenos. I think that would have made it even better. Yeah, it is soupy. I added extra water because I wasn't sure about how much the hardtack would absorb. There's only one hardtack cracker in here, so this is my first time actually messing with the hardtack. So, but being that's a little soupy, I don't care. Yeah, if you mix this with carbonated water, it gives you more of that root beer soda flavor. It brings out the flavor of it. And that's what I wanted to do, and I think I got that. Sorry, I keep bumping my phone out. And this is a S'mores Delight. It's graham cracker crumbs, the marshmallows, and then the chocolate bits. They've pretty much firmed up since I've had it out, but if I really wanted to, If I really wanted to, like I said earlier, because I put it in a glass dish, I could throw it in a nuke box for about 30 seconds. But I don't think I'm not going to bother taking the time to do that. Well, this does have onions in it. So they're pretty good sized pieces of onion. Not a whole lot of them, but they're in there. No, the new Madrid fault did not pop off. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, yep. Onions are very good. There's a wide variety of onions. They're so versatile. And I have a fair amount of dehydrated onions in my food storage that I've done myself. I've even dehydrated the green onions. The whole length of them, I cut it up. I probably cut them up into pieces, maybe no longer than the length of the bowl of the spoon. And I put them on my dehydrator. And then put them in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber, sealed that up, and call it good. Plus, I've dehydrated just the common white onions. I haven't done red onions, though. Actually, I might have done a little bit. I might have dehydrated a few red onions, but not a whole lot. More of the white onions or yellow. Yep, spaghetti is good. And I've had the Mountain House spaghetti out of an MCW or Meal Cold Weather. So Mountain House does a pretty good spaghetti. Spaghetti MRE. Not quite up there. Here is M Puppy Breath. Glad you could drop in. I hope you enjoyed the Ration Museum stream earlier today, even though it was a long one. I missed the last two of those because I was busy. Mother's Day, and then of course the Sunday before, I had stuff to do. But for those who missed the Ration Museum stream, what they did was shot pictures of items and putting it in a database, the beginnings of a database of the entire collection. So they have all of the boxes numbered. So they pull a box off the shelf, take pictures of the ration or component or whatever, and then put a description of it in the database and which box it's in. So that is the beginning of the archiving of the collection. And they have like 45 shelves worth of boxes. So it'll take some time, and as they get more stuff in, those will be added to the collection. Plus, he showed off a scanned copy that was printed out of a book that contains space, food, ration specs, and some other military ration specs from the 80s. The beginnings of the space shuttle flights, stuff like that, plus other military rations, some technical specs, and some other stuff like that in a book form. So he got that in the mail. And then Sean and Nick shared a Latvian ration. The main was a pork with the buckwheat, and it looked like the Latvian version of Akasha. And then they had a British pudding dessert that another viewer had sent in a while back. I'm just finishing off this bowl. That was some good chili. I'll just smooth that out of the way and I'll put that here. So that's what they're doing during the Ration Museum stream this afternoon. And the channel is called the Ration Museum. And what the goal of that is to not only build up a collection of all things related to rations, but to have a catalog of them, some items that would show technical specifications. They have some military cookbooks that were used during I think World War II and maybe later, for field kitchens. Say, for instance, when you watch the show MASH and the people were going into the mess tent, the cooks would have followed a specific recipe to take the items that they had on hand to combine them together to make whatever was supposed to be specified for a meal. So if you may not have seen a lot of the actual kitchen work, but when you think about what had to be done to get that food onto those trays, you can kind of see that. And if you look at the channel, let's see, History Savior 1941 has done some ship tours where he has gone to the actual mess halls and the kitchens in the ships, and they would have representations of some of the food that would have been served at that time that ship was in active service. No, I'm not going to mix the corn nuts with the S'mores Delight. I don't think... I mean, yeah, I get the salty and the sweet, but... I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to eat them separate. Now, if it was some other thing, then... yeah, it was like a fruit mix, like a dried fruit mix. Yeah, then I would mix the corn nuts with that. Well, they would have had eggs. The earliest versions of either powdered eggs, or they would get eggs that have already been blended, depending on how far they would have to travel to get from the source to the place where they would be served. I'm sure the early powdered eggs are not so great, but you can use them in baking. But if you want to use them in baking, you got to get the package, the bag or the can that says whole powdered eggs, not the scrambled egg mix. That's completely different. That has other stuff in it. But you can use the powdered eggs in baking. And I do keep powdered eggs in my food storage. Well, that would be even better. Of course, having farm fresh eggs probably would have been a real morale booster at that time. You know, having a local source. Of course, in March, when I was at the Country Prepper Memorial Camp 2.0, we had farm fresh eggs. So Saturday morning's breakfast, we had eggs that were only like 12 hours out of the chickens. And then we ate some more Sunday morning for breakfast when we were getting ready to pack up to go home. We had more of those farm fresh eggs, and you can't get any better than that. So the land where we stayed is owned by the Brahms family, and they have quite a few chickens. So they're able to sell eggs at the farmers markets along with their fruits and veggies that they sell. And they also do some flowers, but they do mostly fruits and veggies. And they have a corn maze. They do a corn maze every year. And they do a pumpkin patch. Yeah, he does. He and the others do very good with that stuff. Sorry about that. Oh, chives would be good. Yeah, those corn nuts are dry, so I do apologize for that. I'll finish these later. No, I'm not old enough for Heineken, sorry. Yeah, one thing about the corn nuts, they're quite dry by themselves. Yes. Yeah, I know that. But I don't know what the Brahms clan has up right now. I haven't checked their channel for any recent videos, but sorry about that. I got briefly interrupted. A disconnect. But they do like, I think they actually do 6 farmers markets a week. So they go to a different location for each one of these that is around their area. So it's all hands on deck for that. So at this time of year, you don't see much video up on the Steve Brahms channel. But I'm going to go to my ration box and I'm going to pull out what is next in the lineup. And I'll be right back. This is the other 2019 halal emery that I have. And I show you, this is a new packaging. If you're watching the Ration Museum stream today, he had a bunch of the earlier halal MREs that were in the clear bag with the peelable seal. So if I can get a... It's kind of jagged right here. This is the inner packaging style that you would find in an Ameriqual packed MRE. And those older halal MREs, all of these were in silver colored packages. But they are in the brown ones, like the standard MRE or MCW or other American rations. So the packaging for the snacks, and these are snack heavy, the packaging has improved. This is sag chole with lamb, and Nick, the guy who helped Sean out, has never had this one. So I said, you know, the sag chole with lamb, you got to get that. I love this one. And Sean agrees this is his favorite out of the halal menus. And I have not had all of them. I have not had the ratatouille, which is a vegetarian meal. I have not had that one. I want to get my paws on that. But I have had this one from like 2015. But the other one of these that I had received from another YouTuber, that lentils and masala sauce, I had not had that one before. And that's a vegetarian one, so that one is good. But this sag chole, this is the tops of the U.S. halal MREs. So this happened to be next in my box. And these do not have a hot drink. They do have a cold drink in them, but they do not have a hot drink. But these have salt and pepper in them, which the other MREs do not have pepper. They only put salt in them. So I have this one up for the next time. At least that's why I have it arranged in the box, so it'll be nice to see if the snacks are the same as what they were back in 2015, or if they're different, or if they're the same. I'm sure the taste will be a whole lot better because the packaging is better. Oh, there is James Ortiz in the house. Sorry I ate all the chili. I still got some corn nuts. I was just pulling out this halal MRE to show what I got next in my box. But, the empty bowl. Now, what I did with this freeze-dried chili was I broke up the hardtack. I put it in the bag before I put the hot water in. And then partway through, I put in some of these corn nuts. And then afterwards, after tasting it, then I added the cheese spread, which I had warned by sticking it. After I put the water in the chili bag, I put it in here. This is, I call it a Reflectix bag, but it's like a Mylar bubble bag. So I put it in here. I put the cheese spread on one side of the chili bag, and this is called S'mores Delight. So it's got bits of chocolate and marshmallow, graham cracker, but I think this could have used a little bit more chocolate. I put this is in a pouch, and I put that in the bag on the other side of the chili bag to try to get the residual heat to melt the chocolate, but it softened it, and it softened up the marshmallows, but they've since rehardened since I've taken it out. But it's called S'mores Delight. If I wanted to, I could have put this in a flameless ration heater, but I wanted to try the residual heat from the chili bag to see if that would soften it up. And it did, but not as much as I would like. Of course, like I said earlier, the chocolate has hardened up again. Then I have the coffee in here. And then the other thing I did, instead of using, see, this is the drink that originally came in here. I did not open this up. I've had it before. It's really good. The root beer float dessert drink is what I had. And this is a discounted Voss carbonated water that I got from Walgreens. It's not a full half liter, but I'm okay with that because I figure it gave me a richer drink. And this is what it looks like. It looks like melted ice cream and root beer. And it tastes like it. Of course, the fizz is pretty much all gone out of the carbonated water, but it still tastes like root beer with melted ice cream in it. And I even chilled the mug for a bit in my fridge before bringing it out. So I did not have my mug or the water out at the beginning of my stream. I wanted to keep that in the fridge until I actually wanted to mix the root beer drink. And so that's what I did. And I ordered that drink as a separate item off of MinotaurTradingCompany.com when I ordered the mystery Arctic field ration, the golden ticket, which I will say again was not a winner, but I don't care because it has good food in it. And if I want to change it up a little, I can. The first one of these that I opened up, I took the peanut butter out and put a cheese spread in there because I couldn't see a peanut butter in with that one. So I have one more of those. And when I drop my order for June, if there are any more of those left, I'll get some more. But if I wanted to, I could put this in my nuke box for a bit. So you can see I don't know if you can see that part of the left marshmallow has chocolate on it, but the graham cracker crumbs are covering it. See, I think there might be a bit of chocolate by itself. Actually, I have instant garlic mashed potatoes. When I did my order for Minotaur for last month, that's what I got as a separate item, was the garlic mashed potatoes. I have that in that huge box that I call my mashup box, but I cannot even close that box because it is stuffed. The only things I do not have in there are the drink mixes and the condiments. or things like gum. I have bars in there like have a chocolate Soldier Fuel bar that would originally came in a Canadian IMP. So I have that. I have one of those. A couple of years ago, I did a comparison between that Canadian Soldier Fuel bar and a chocolate flavored First Strike bar. Well, I think I have 1 or 2 packs of the Italian breadsticks that would have come in an MRE. I do have those. And one time when I had that cheese pizza MRE from allmres.com, they're supposed to put 2 cheese pizza slices and they put a pepperoni slice in there by mistake. And they did send me a cheese pizza slice later, and I have eaten that since then. But I put the garlic breadsticks on my, on my stove in my mini cast iron skillet to try to toast the bottom side. And I tried that with that pizza slice too. Instead of using a ration heater or boiling them, I wanted to try to actually just toast the bottom of those in my little cast iron skillet, which is not that much bigger around than this bowl. And yes, I did take it camping with me in March, and I used that to cook my breakfast sausages over the fire. I cooked them in that skillet because I was afraid they would have fallen through the grill. In addition to this MRE, I have I have a vegetarian MRE coming up. I have a meal cold weather. And I have that one Minotaur version of an MCW with that funky logo on the bag. So I got that in the lineup. But when I do this one, I am going to get one of those G7 coffees that Dave of Days 45 Auto sent me. He reviewed that G7 3-in-1 coffee. He did not like it one bit. And so in a comment, I offered that I would be glad to give it a good home because I like it. So he sent it to me. And I kept his address, and I'm going to find something good to send to him. So in addition to rations, he reviews coffees. He has snacks that he'll review. He does his heat checks where he reviews hot sauces. So he's mixing it up on his channel to add a little variety. He does camping foods like Peak Refuel or Alpine Air Mountain House. Some stuff from smaller companies that he's found through online searching. Okay, this bottle is a smallmouth, but it looks like it could be a wide mouth because of this cap, but it is a glass bottle. I do not know. I would have to get the filter and try it out. Of course, because this had carbonated water, this is also one of those bottles that I could take back to Walgreens or some other store like a Hy-Vee and get a nickel for it. I do have another one of these bottles that just had water in it that was not carbonated. And it's the same type of deal where it has this small mouth but a large cap. But I believe it would be the same size. So I actually kept that bottle. Pete, if you don't have Wi-Fi, what you can do, depending on how much you would use it, you could get something like this. This is a dedicated hotspot. And this particular one I got from US Cellular. And this is one where you can actually change out the battery. So I bought a spare battery for it. But you could use this to enhance your phones or tablets signal. And you can even connect a laptop to it. You know, that has Wi-Fi capability to receive the signal. So you could go this route, or you can go with satellite internet, depending on where you're at, and if you have an unobstructed view of the southern skies to aim your dish, if you can have a dish. Some places you can't. Or you can go with cable internet. You can go with phone company internet, DSL or fiber optic, whatever they happen to use. I have cable internet because the phone company here will not put fiber optic cable in this section of Des Moines, which I think is totally ridiculous. Giving us East Siders the shaft. There's 19 Privateer 74. He opened up a box from Minotaur that had the same root beer drink in it. And he actually gave me a shout out saying that I would be doing this with the carbonated water. And he put up his video a few days ago, so I commented that I had not done it yet, but I'll be doing it this weekend. So this Boss water is on clearance at Walgreens. Hence, this is the yellow sticker that Walgreens puts on the stuff that they put on clearance. Normally, these are probably like over $2 for this 12.7 ounce bottle. So it's not the full 500 mils or 16.9 ounces, but it gave me a richer drink. It tastes more like a root beer float with the melted ice cream. So yeah, the carbonated water I thought was a fun thing to do. So if you get one of these drinks, I would definitely try it. You wouldn't be able to mix it in a pouch because of the... once you open that pouch after you put carbonated water in it, you might have a spray. You might have a mess on your hands. Well, I got a mess on me because I dribbled my chili on myself, but oh well. I don't care. Oh, it tastes just like a root beer float with melted ice cream. The carbonation has left it already, but it still tastes good. So I do thank you. This is... oh, crap. Yeah, bugger.